in Queens, authentic, and for cheap. You know, way better than Manhattan by far. The diversity, and not just diversity of people, but music, arts, culture, cultural centers, you know, the languages that you hear just walking down the street, you know, the many places to get food. If you ever come to New York, you know, unless you're willing to go to New York or to Manhattan, you know, and pay top dollar for everything, if you want really authentic, good food, come to Queens. You know, I'm talking some of the best authentic Filipino grub, Greek, Vietnamese, I mean, everything that you want in Queens, authentic and for cheap. You know, way better than Manhattan by far, you know. But in the end, I think that it's the overall diversity in everything, you know, that keeps me fueled, you know, and excited about this city.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, you know, besides the traffic, what annoys you about New York City?
What annoys me about New York City is how everything's so expensive. You know, when we opened up our restaurant in 2009, 2010, we were paying $4,600 a month. And then January of this past year, we had to close because it gradually worked its way up to 15,000. Yes. 15,000. I mean, come on, you know, and that's the one thing about New York that I hate is that rent is high, it's too expensive, and everything that I was talking about diversity, at one point, New York City was the mecca of culture. You had people from Europe coming here on, you know, back, you know, at the Statue of Liberty and, you know, from all walks of life and bringing their flavor to New York, you know, and now, you know, the only people that can afford the rent, Applebee's, Olive Garden, you know, Johnny Rockets, Starbucks, you know, it's all chains, you know, and it kind of makes me wonder what New York is going to be like in 20 years or 30 years. Is it going to be that place that's so expensive that the only places where you can get food are chain places? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, that jump alone from 4,600 to 15,000 is actually something that when we were doing our research prior to the interview, we read that a bunch of New York restaurants were following the same style as you guys and having to shut down. Do you think there's a simple fix to this problem?
I don't know if it's simple, but I think that people have to think more long-term and think about, you know, they got to stop thinking about that everything is controlled by money. You know, I mean, money's not going to bring you happiness. Money in this, it's not going to bring you joy. It's not going to be the cure-all for everything. You know, the one thing, you know, that I mentioned that was beautiful about New York was its culture and its diversity of people. And if you begin to push us out, you know, what's New York going to look like? You know, what's New York going to be like as far as government is controlled, as far as the voice of the people is, you know what I mean? Because if all of us are gone and the city just kind of takes over everything, you know, what's that going to look like? You know,